welcome back to my channel. My name is Casey and today I have a pretty fun video for you. So I recently came across this brand called Zarii Cosmetics. They are a newer brand as far as I am aware. When looking them up, they only have one brush set available and you can buy it on either their personal website or on Amazon. And again, this is called Zarii Cosmetics. It's spelled Z-A-R-I-I and then just cosmetics. And they, like I said, they only have one brush set for sale. It is $50 is what I'm pretty sure I saw online. So I'm looking on Amazon right now at the brush set and it says that the normal price is $89.99 and then it's on sale for $39.99. So you save $50. On their website it's $50, so you are getting a better deal on Amazon, although I'm not gonna guarantee that that sale's going on forever. I personally got these brushes sent to me as a gift, so thank you so much to Zarii Cosmetics. I appreciate it so much. So nice of you. So I'm just gonna tell you quickly a little bit about their brand and what they have about their brushes, or what they say about their brushes, just so you can kind of get an idea. I'd never heard of this brush set before I found them, so that's really cool. I am in this group on Facebook and one of the girls was like, oh hey, I started this brand and these are the brushes that I have, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. So I joined their mailing list and then I just started looking them up and eventually I got sent a package. So that is really awesome. So the About Us tab, it says who we are. We are an innovative cosmetic tools company that curates our tools to fit your everyday needs. We strive to create the best quality products that will outlast and outperform your every expectation. What we believe, our foundation was built upon you, embracing the absolute best version of yourself. With our cosmetic tools at your fingertips, the possibilities are always endless. Our tools are made to create, design, and inspire you to be as amazing as you are. So with that in mind, be amazing and be you. So that's what their brand website says. And then if I'm gonna go to the brush set, there's the basic brush set right here, and then you can buy them, you know, like smaller brush sets, and you can buy these brushes individually. This is the Essentials brush, or the Essentials Collection brush. And on their website, you also get a bag. I didn't get sent the bag, I just had the brushes, but that's fine. I don't usually keep the brush bags. I keep them like in little jars, so that's fine by me. It says, this luxurious 8-piece brush set with cosmetic bag is perfect for beginners and professionals alike. Whether you're adding to your collection or just beginning one, you can't go wrong with this perfectly designed brush set. Details, designed to help create a wild array of looks. Perfect for strobing, contouring, highlighting, or creating a natural look. 100% synthetic fibers with antibacterial properties, ideal for those with sensitive skin. Non-porous synthetic fibers allow for ease of picking up and distributing product without absorbing the product itself. Copper foil, especially designed to secure the bond between brush hairs and handle. Genuine handmade, designed for lasting use, and it's cruelty-free, so that's really awesome. It comes with a powder brush, a foundation brush, blush brush, highlight brush, contour brush, and then there's like a concealer slash blender brush, an all-over eyeshadow, and then a brow or liner brush. The Essentials Clutch is a classic black faux leather cosmetic bag with a gorgeous pop of coral inside. So, with that being said, we are going to dive into these brushes and I'm gonna test them on my face just like I would with any other brush. So if you want to see what these brushes are, what they look like, how they feel, what I think of them, then make sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and of course keep watching. So this is the package that mine arrived in. So pulling these out, this is what the brushes look like. They give me kind of like a Morphe feeling. I mean, I guess a lot of brushes do, but feeling them just with my fingertips, they're so soft. And these did come in like plastic wrap and everything. I just took them off the day I got these. I pulled them out and I was just like feeling them and like rubbing them on my face, just my clean face, and they're so soft. Like, you have no idea. They're so soft and they feel so good. And they're pretty lightweight, and I think that's awesome. Just looking at the packaging on them, they're super just minimalist, and I really personally like that. It is nice to have like fancier packaging sometimes, or like a fancier handle, but I personally, just for everyday use, it just like minimal everything. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm into. And there are 8 brushes here. And then they did send me this cute little card with my name on it. And then it says, Casey, I hope you love your brush set. Can't wait to see what you think of it. XO. XOXO Denise. That's really nice. Thank you so much, Denise, again for this brush set. I'm so excited to play with it. I haven't had an opportunity to do this, so this is like completely first impressions. And usually with first impressions on brushes, I can kind of tell how I'm gonna like them. Sometimes I have to play with them a little bit, but if they work for me on the first try, they're gonna work for me, and that's pretty much all I have to say. Okay, so we are going to get right into it. So real quick, I'm just gonna go through and prime my face just like I would normally. Again, I'm gonna give these a fair shot, exactly how I'd get ready every day, and then we'll kind of go from there. I'm gonna go in with my Smashbox Photo Finish Foundation Primer, and I'm gonna prime my face real fast, and I will be right back. Okay, so I am primed and ready to go. So next I'm gonna do my foundation, again, just like I would any other day. This is the foundation brush. The foundation brush I usually use is a little bit more, it's a little more shorter and it's more dense. So this one is a little bit looser, but I think it'll work just fine. I'm gonna use my Hourglass Stick Foundation and blend it out with the brush. Okay, now I've marked up my face with my foundation, because that's what I do. And I'm gonna go in and buff this out, and you're gonna watch me, so let's see what happens. Foundation is on. First impressions of this brush, it did a pretty good job at blending everything out. I did have to work a little bit more to get it all buffed in because it is a little bit longer and a little bit fluffier. It's a little bit harder to work with. I felt like I didn't have quite as much control, but aside from that, it did a really good job at blending in the foundation. I feel like it dispersed it really evenly. And I mean, sometimes taking a little bit more time to blend your foundation in makes it look better. So I'm not really upset. That's just something that I noticed. I have my little Morphe one, which is shorter. I'm gonna get it so I can kind of compare it to you if you use the Morphe one. I'll be right back. Okay, so I normally use my Morphe M439 brush when blending foundation in. And if you compare them, they're really similar. The Morphe one is just a little bit shorter and it has thicker bristles. Or more bristles, I should say, so it's thicker and it's more dense, so it's easier to control and buff out. But this one, like I said, worked really well. I personally don't really like to use brushes, but I do every once in a while. I don't like to use brushes to blend out my foundation. For the most part, I like to stick with a beauty blender, but that's just me. But this brush did a really good job, and I mean, it's really soft on my skin and really light. So that's always a plus and definitely something I'm thankful for. I really liked this brush. Again, I wish it was a little bit shorter and a little bit more dense, but it's so good in all. Like, it blended my foundation really beautifully, and that's really all I can ask for. So now I'm gonna go through and do some concealer. I'm gonna use my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, and I use mine in the shade Fair. I go the lightest because I love to highlight under the eyes. It just helps mask my dark circles because, I mean, as you can tell, like, they're pretty bad. I have a lot of discoloration in this area of my face. I'm gonna go ahead and apply my concealer. So now this is what they have as the concealer brush. And this is really weird for me because I never use brushes to blend out my concealers. I always use a beauty blender. So this is a really weird thing for me, but I'm gonna use it and I'm gonna try it to say what I think. I mean, it's not gonna be as good of a comparison as like the foundation brush because I never use brushes, but I'll still be able to get a pretty good understanding of what I think of it and what my opinion is, and it will be truthful. I mean, my foundation brush was pretty brutally honest, so I am going to use this and see what I think of it, and you are going to watch me again. Okay, so let's go ahead and blend this out and then we'll talk about it. Okay, and real fast, just to make sure my concealer doesn't crease, or creases the least amount that it can, I am going to take this big all over powder brush and I'm going to go through and set my concealer with my Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. And this is a pretty big brush. This is like a finishing powder brush, but that's okay. This is what I have to use, so that's what I'm going to use. So let's chat about these two brushes that I just used. This smaller one, the concealer brush, I don't know if it's because I don't like to use brushes for concealer or if it's the brush, but I will not be using this as a concealer brush again. I definitely will try it in my crease area. I feel like this would be a really good brush to help really blend out that crease area and really define the crease. That's what I will use it for. I will not use it as a concealer brush again. I just felt like it took so long to, you know, blend everything out, and it soaked up a lot of product on the brush. So that's how I feel about that. But it was, again, really, really soft. I mean, it blended everything out really well. Like, it blended into my foundation really well, so I really like that. But I personally just don't like using a brush for concealer. But I definitely will be putting this to the test on my eyes to use it as an eyeshadow brush. I'm not going to right now. I mean, it's caked in concealer and it takes too long to dry, so we're not gonna do that today. But I really like the feel of this brush again. All of them are so soft. So, I mean, I feel like it'll be a pretty good eyeshadow brush, and that's really all you can ask for, so yes. Now going into the all over powder brush, it didn't take any of my foundation or concealer away, which I really appreciate. I absolutely hate it when that happens. I cannot stand it when I take a big powder brush, you know, to bounce around on my face and it takes off my foundation. And it didn't do that, and you know, it's really lightweight and it bounces really nicely. It's very, very fluffy and it is kind of tapered. It's like a circle tapered, which I really like. I really like just those big circle brushes, you know? And I mean, you could even use this as like a bronzer brush. It would work really, really well for that. And it would just really evenly disperse it all over your face. I probably would use it as that as opposed to, like, you know, a setting brush or an all over face brush. I'd use it as a bronzer brush and it would work so well for that. You know, you'd get some really beautiful bronzer going on. So that's what I have to say for this brush, but I did really like it. I love how soft they are. Another thing about this is, even though, like, you know, I put it on my foundation, it didn't pick up very much of my foundation. Like, you can look at it and it still is like pretty white. Like, there are some spots where my foundation got on there, but a lot of the time when you'll use a brush like this, it'll pick up a lot of your foundation and your concealer. And it didn't do that, which I really, really appreciate. I absolutely hate it when I lose my foundation and concealer, you know, like I was previously saying. But this one didn't do that, and I really appreciate it. So good job, Zarii Cosmetics. Good job. Okay, so next we are going to go into the contour brush. I don't contour a lot. I just like to bronze my face. So we're still gonna do it because that's what you're gonna do. But this is just like a flat contour brush. So to do that, I'm gonna jump into my Kat Von D Shade and Light Contour Palette, and I'm gonna pick up some of this lightest shade right here. And I have quite a bit on there. I am gonna top off the excess because I absolutely hate it when I get on my face with contour and it goes everywhere and it's, you know, super meh. I like a really, really subtle contour. I don't like a dramatic contour, which is why I usually bronze my face instead of contouring, so. So that brush, it was okay. I wish it was a little bit more dense because with how fluffy it is, it just kind of like bounces around everywhere. So if it was like maybe a little bit shorter and then a little bit more dense, like, it would be perfect. It did okay. Like I said, I'm not a big contour person. I don't like to contour my face very often. I just like to bronze. And so this will be going into my brush set for when I do contour. And I'm sure I'll use it, but I have more preferred brushes, but this one is still a pretty good brush. Like I said, if it was more like a little bit shorter and a little more dense, it would be perfect. So that's what I have to say about the contour brush. So next up we have the blush brush, and picking it up and feeling it, I think that it's gonna work really, really well as a blush brush. It's really fluffy and it has longer bristles, and it is a little bit more, it's kind of like a circle tapered again. It's not tapered, but it's also not just flat. So I think it'll work really well to have those strokes. Hi, Peanut. And having like the longer bristles really helps to evenly disperse it and make sure that it doesn't get stuck in one spot on your cheek. So we are going to test it out and see what I think. So I'm gonna jump into my Cabana Boy from the Balm Cosmetics. Okay, so blush brush, it worked really well and it applied this just like a really nice light finish. This one I did go really heavy-handed on, but if you look at this side, like it just brought out like the perfect amount of pink for my skin, and it applied it just like so nicely and evenly. It wasn't chalky, and this is such a great blush brush. I love this brush right now. Like I will be reaching for this all the time. Like it was so fluffy, so soft on my skin. None of these feel scratchy on my skin, which is so good. I absolutely hate when they feel scratchy, so I love how soft they are and how nice they just like went onto my skin. And this, like I said, dispersed the amount of blush so evenly. It's perfect. So I love this brush. This one I will definitely give a 10 out of 10 on. Okay, so next we're gonna do the highlight, and I have this nice highlight brush right here. It is a pretty big brush, but I don't like the smaller brushes for highlight, you know, like the little tiny ones, because they just stay in one spot. I like being able to pick it up and put it everywhere that I want it faster. So that's one thing that I am noticing about this brush that I think would be really nice. This would also be really nice for a setting brush. It's really fluffy and bouncy, and it's tapered, so it would be, like fit right under your lower lash line like perfectly. So if you wanted to use it for that, you definitely could. I am gonna use it as a highlight brush because that's what it suggests. So to use this, I'm gonna jump into my Anastasia Aurora Glow Kit. I'm gonna jump into the shade Helia. It's this really pretty green and it has like some gold specks in there. And I'm just gonna go for it. Like I'm gonna go big or go home. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, okay. I will be reaching for this brush every day I do my makeup. Like this brush, like it just made it like fall into my skin, like melt into my skin. It applied everywhere that I wanted it to, and it has like the perfect shape, so you can apply it right on your cheekbones, like right on the tops of them. It's perfect. I am obsessed with this brush right now. Okay, so I quickly just put my brows on and I primed up my eyes. I am going to do like the fastest makeup tutorial you've ever seen in your life. So that's what I'm about to do. I am gonna test out these last two brushes. We only have two left. There's a shader brush, and then there's just an eyeliner / eyebrow brush. I'm not gonna do either of those with this brush because I don't ever use brushes to do that. And this brush is really thick for wanting to do that. So normally with an eyeliner or an eyebrow brush, you're gonna want it to be really, really, really thin, and this brush is a little bit thicker. So I am not going to use that. I know a lot of people can make it work, and a lot of people do make it work, and a lot of people use brushes like that, but I personally am not going to, so that's where we're at. So I'm gonna do like a super quick eyeshadow look. Like you've never seen an eyeshadow look so fast before. I am gonna use this shader brush real fast. So I'm gonna take this little shader brush. It's just like a really short flat shader brush, and I'm gonna jump into my Tarte's Pro eyeshadow palette. I'm gonna pick up this shade right here. It's called Innocent, and let's see how this works. Okay, so applying that, like, I really liked it. It didn't make my shadow go on patchy or anything. I didn't do the best job priming my eyes, so it isn't as pigmented as I would like it to be normally, but it did a really good job at like applying really evenly, and it like as I brought it up like this, like it did a really good job at like blending out the shadow without me having to blend it. So that's really convenient, especially when you're trying to get ready really, really fast. So next I'm gonna go on to this little eyeliner eyebrow pencil, and I am gonna use it kind of for eyeliner, but not with an eyeliner. I'm gonna use it with eyeshadow. I'm gonna go back into my Tarte Pro palette, and I'm gonna pick up the shade, what is this? The shade Punk, and this is just black. And I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna use it as eyeliner, but I'm just gonna put it on the outer corner of my eye. Okay, so after that, like, it applied that really well. It is thicker, so it's hard to get a really precise line, but for what I was doing, it was perfect because I just wanted to lay it down basically. And I mean, this is like a really good look that you can just run outside with. You don't even have to put mascara on. Putting mascara on would help I mean, mascara helps everything. But overall for this collection, I am going to give it a 10 out of 10. I really, really like this collection. And for $50 for 8 brushes, that's less than $10 a brush. So overall, you're paying $6.25 per brush. And I mean, that's awesome. I definitely think these are worth it, and if you're looking for some new brushes to try out, I would definitely suggest these. This, I mean, pretty much comes complete with your face brush. It only comes with a couple eye brushes, so if you're looking for eye brushes, I wouldn't go here yet, but I'm sure Zarie's gonna come out with amazing products for eyes, and I cannot wait to see what they come out with. And to get them, I'm gonna get my hands on them. I am obsessed with these brushes right now. Overall, like I said, amazing quality brushes. I am obsessed with them. So if you're looking for my approval, you got it. Congratulations to Zarii for putting out these brushes. They're amazing. Thank you again so much for sending them to me. If you ever watch this video, I, again, am obsessed, and I cannot wait to try out more brushes from Zarii Cosmetics. So yeah, overall, I love them. We got all 8 brushes here. I'm obsessed. I really hope that you enjoyed watching this video. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I will catch you later. Bye.